Hello everybody, Artifact Molotov here, and I've known that you guys have not seen a video of me doing real life videos for a long while. So I figured I'd bring one back. And now I'm talking statues today. And just like Gagex had done this in the past, he's breaking down proper barrier statue style. And I figured that today I start with the side deck breakdown of what barrier statues should look like. And if you're not doing it this way, you're probably not writing the best list that you could. And I'll be breaking down my main deck as well. So for the side deck, you're gonna need 3 copies of a particular statue. This has been a strategy has been proven to work throughout a period of time because in certain matchups, like let's say you're going against Infernoids, right? And you're running fire statues in the main. You can sign up for your water statues. Just be prepared for Gamasio though. And on top of that, if you're running water statues in the main, which I don't recommend because Gamasio is fucking everywhere right now, you can just side out of the water statues if you see the Mermail matchup. Or if you're like, you could side the dark statues if you want, and you could just side. And no one's really running dark right now. Like the last dark deck we've seen in the meta was Burning Abyss, and we haven't seen much of that. I say ever since we got the True Draco stuff in the Maximum Crisis, we haven't seen much of that topping at all. And if they have been topping, they've just been doing indirectly well at locals and nothing more. And now the next thing I'm going to talk about is why I play the 4 Banishers. I know in Gage's build he played 3 Radiance, 1 of the Light, but in my build, 3 Radiance, 2 of the Light version, but my version I like to go 3-1 with those, and that ratio just works better for me. Why? Because I wanted to make space for D-Fissure in the main. Because I feel this card is still insanely good when you open it against the right deck. It still gets shit done. Keep in mind that Statues is a deck that I would not pilot for this format, but this is definitely a deck you may want to consider to start picking up for when the ban list does arrive. Because when that ban list hits, a lot of things are probably going to get hit hard. Draco being one of them, because they need to be able to promote their newer decks. And when Draco goes, this returns automatically. You're going to see this degeneracy come back at a certain point when the list comes out. And then you have to play 3 MSTs because you don't know what random rogue shit may come up against you. If your opponent will try to side Royal Decrees for you or something. When the card is not that, you just don't want it to become a problem. Or your opponent tries to sign anti-spells for you because you're running demises and dualities. You can just chain to anti-spell and the MST and just pop that shit. Or you can chain the Imperial Order and pop that shit. And then you have Macrocosmos. Macrocosmos is still a great card to this day for being known as definitely one of the most powerful floodgates in the game's history. Being able to banish all cards that would dare touch the graveyard. And then you side triple restricts because again, random rogue shit can come up and creep up on you. Plus, when you side Mask of Restricts, this allows you to work around the Kaiju problem. You won't have to worry about Kaijus ever if you open Mask of Restrict on your opponent. That's gonna be done. You won't be seeing any Kaijus anytime soon. Even if they have Gamasio and you open Waterberry statue, as long as you got Mask of Restrict safe on the field, this guy ain't getting Kaiju, therefore your opponent can't play. It's that simple. And again, Banishers for like decks that are just like to go all graveyard heavy. When you decks that still ironically run shit like Breakthrough Skill, Galaxy Cyclone, or just grass decks in general. If you don't know what barrier sets to decide for them, just put in all these Banishers into the main. And probably after some more tests, I'm probably going to end up taking out D-Fissure for the second one of him. Just because he's broken in his own right. But, I'm still doing my own testing with the deck. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Hold up. See this tin right here? This is all 4 of my anti-meta stuff that I own at this moment. Everything in here is anti-meta related. And each and every card in this tin, the tin that I won for getting 3rd place, top 4 cut at my locals with the Tellarknights with. If you guys remember that far back into August, is quite an astounding achievement, if you ask me. And I got that tin, and I just started storing my anti-meta stuff in there ever since. And yeah, and that's where the source of the laboratory of all these crazy ideas come from. When it comes to the anti-meta portion of the channel, that is. So yeah, guys, allow me to be right back so I can break down what my main deck looks like for you. I'll be back in a few moments. You want to try to go as low as possible in the monster count. Like, I see lists that are playing like 15 monsters and they're running card demise in it. Oh my god, those are the videos that I usually leave dislikes on. Because they're playing this deck so incorrectly. Oh my god, they're playing this shit so incorrectly. Like, they're running, like, Banishers in the main. They're running Thunder King Rider, which is arguably a really bad card. They're running Jougans in the main. They're just like... And I saw a list that was running 2 Inferno, right? 3 Stormwoods, and 2 Fossil, and I'm like... How is that making sense? Like, I will understand if you don't like the proxy and you only have 2 at the moment, and you didn't have the 3rd one come in the mail yet, but he admitted that he likes to run 2 of this for some dumb reason. When this guy is literally the ultimate statue that you can have in the entire deck. And the guy was only running 2 him. I left a dislike and a nasty comment on that video, by the way, because he was not playing the deck correctly whatsoever. Again, you want to try, like, if you draw monsters a lot, you want to bring it down to 7. If you have trouble seeing monsters, you want to bring it out to 9. But if the deck is just right for you, but you don't want to risk bricking with monsters and you don't want to risk seeing no monsters, you have to stick to 8. 7, 8, or 9 monsters is excusable. If Demise gets hit, 10. 10 monsters in the main if Demise gets hit. And you don't ever pass 10, even when Demise is banned or at 1. Or something like that. And I obviously am against that as is. But yeah, that's the proper playstyle of the deck. I'll be back with my spells. When you come to realize that you have more spells in the entire deck than anything else whatsoever, you have to separate the spells into 2 separate parts. So the first part is going to be getting your board set up. Demise, Duality, Upstart, Raigeki, and Darkhold to wipe out boards so you can establish a board. Moonmirror Shield to establish a statue that's invincible, basically. And yeah, again, categories. Lockdown, ways to get to your lockdowns or to set up your boards by means of board wiping, or protection. If your cards don't fall into any of those 3 categories, they're probably either worth side decking or they're not worth running in the deck at all. And these are issues that I see with a lot of people's lists. So yeah, I'll be back with part 2 of the spells. Be right back. So yeah, I'm running 9 quick plays in the main. Pianissimo is absolutely fucking bonkers in this deck. But the fact that you can chain this shit to a Dyna, drawing the damage step, like they're attacking a face up Dyna, it gets flip face up and you can chain Pianissimo to effect activating. And then their whole board gets wiped out and Dyna's not gonna die. This card literally protects Dyna from dying. And it only decreases attack, not defense. So if they have a monster that does piercing, they're going to be doing less piercing damage than what they normally would if this card said attack and defense. This card is an absolute staple. Pianissimo, you must play 3 of it in your barrier statue list. There's no arguing with me on it. If you're not running this card, your list is incorrect. You need to play this shit. I'm telling you. Play this shit in the main. I guarantee that it will get you far. It's basically guaranteed battle and card effect protection. for one whole turn. Something this deck sometimes struggles with. You have Lance for spells and traps, and you have Dress for targeting and destroying when it comes to card effects. But your monsters lose 600 points. But with these two, you can use them on your opponent's monsters if you have to be that guy that's just grinding it out because you didn't see certain things on time. So yeah, guys, be right back. And now for the last portion of the video, the traps. If your traps are not about protecting the deck and are just doing something else that's entirely dumb, then they're incorrect. Cards like D-Barrier in the main. Strike I can actually kind of understand because of like Crystal Wind and shit like that. But Solemn Strike, in my opinion, is more of a side card if you really want it that bad, and I'm not even running that shit in my side deck. You know? I mean, Strike is like if you're afraid of the Herald matchup, because this deck is an absolutely horrible Herald matchup when Herald goes first. But if this deck goes first against Herald, it just auto wins. But going first is not a good matchup for this, so if you have to go second, Solemn Strike is your way to bait yourself out of that situation. If you want me to be honest with you. Again, Sword, Wing, Forbidden Land, like I said in one of my first videos, in my first Barrier Statue discussion video, cards that are Forbidden Lances that increase attack. You just can't do without them. I'm sorry, guys. That's just how it is. Bribe. You need Bribe. Play Bribe at 3. It's absolutely bonkers in Barrier Statues. If you're not playing Bribe in the main, literally, this is what I'm giving you right now. The middle finger. Because your list is going to suck. And it's not going to go far. And then you have Solemn Warning in the main as well. I understand you main deck in Solemn Warning. You can technically play Book of Moon in the main if you want to be that guy that likes that flip face down shit, even though we're a link format. I personally like Warning better in the main, but that's my play style. So this is going to be Moral Talks Barrier Statue discussion video. Remember. And now I'm going to be... Let me not end the video just here. Now I'm going to be talking about cards that you do not want to run. Be right back. While I do not have those cards that I need to talk about in real life, I can mention some of the cards, and I'm going to have to shout out my Matt for a minute, because this is one of the cards that is absolutely fucking horrible in this deck. Why do people run it in their list? I do not know. I truly, honestly do not know. Let me straighten up the mat here. Yeah, here we go. I do not know why people run this garbage in their Barrier Statue list. Orichalcos was good back when you didn't have shit like Famine Sword, Wayne, Pianissimo, Mirror Shield, cards like that. My Body as a Shield, Raigeki, I'll allow that one. And Dark Hole was still limited at that point, so you only have one of that. You didn't have a lot of these cards that you know you could run in the deck. You didn't have D-Fissure. Like, you had D-Fissure, but you know what I mean. You didn't have a lot of these cards available to run the deck back when this shit was a thing. It was good back then, but not now. It got power creeped. Now, the real card that I see that ran in their list, I absolutely fucking hate, is Necro Valley. Like, that's one of my most hated cards to see in Barrier Statue list because it is absolutely pointless. It does nothing to advance the game state of the deck. It is literally only good for one situation. Breakthrough Skill or Galaxy Cyclone. Cards that arguably are not even good against the deck in the first place again. Going back to this idea, if you summon another statue, Breakthrough Skill gets shut the holy fuck down. And it's not going to do a goddamn thing. Know how to play Barrier Statues correctly, people. Maxi, another hand traps. If you can make a build work without Demise, then I can see you running hand traps to some extent, you know. But overall, while Demise is allowed at 3 or 2, I would not run hand traps in the main. Much less in the side. Like, it's just not worth it in my personal opinion. Just make the deck work properly by making it a purely anti-special summon deck. Again, focus on what the deck is supposed to do, not taking the deck and trying to throw in some other random anti-meta garbage. Thunder King Raido is perhaps my most hated card. My most hated card to see in these lists because it is absolute and utter trash. And people are like, oh, this brick, that brick. Of course it brick. You're running the deck improperly. What did you expect? And then I see the people that are running 15 monsters in the main and running fucking Dimensional Barrier. Oh my god, I hate these types of lists. Oh yeah, and I understand some Mirror Forces like Quaking and regular Mirror Force and Blazing. But me personally, I hate Mirror Forces in the deck. I feel they do nothing to really protect you. Because you have Moon Mirror Shield anyway, so you're guaranteed, and cards like PNSMO and the Swords and Wings, so you're guaranteed protection in the battle phase for at least one monster or two monsters or something like that. So you don't need Mirror Forces in the deck anymore. Back in the day where you didn't have Sword and Wings, you could play Mirror Forces in, like, back in November, December 2015. You didn't have the, like, I say from November 2015 where Storming first came out to, like, say, March, let's say like February, where until like March. To that point, I would understand you playing Mirror Forces, but then they got power creep with the releases of these Forbidden Lances that increase attack. When those got released, you didn't need Mirror Forces in the deck anymore. But then I see people running Drowning Mirror Force of all things in a one monster deck that is absolutely reliant on having a single monster on the board to keep their plays going. Those are the lists that you know are only making top 64. Like, those lists are not getting the top 16, top 32, top 8, first place, or anything like that. Any list that runs Drowning Mirror Force either scrubs out before the top 64 cut, or is only getting in the top 64, and they're not going any further than that. Because their list is absolute fucking trash. And there are a lot of anti-meta players here that don't play the deck correctly. Running random shit like Rain Destruction, Compulsory Evac, and Book of Moon in the main. Like, random cards that don't really do anything to constitute for your strategy. And I hate seeing lists like that because they do nothing to advance the game state. But yeah, guys, this was my discussion on anti-meta. Don't forget to leave a cool comment, and I might comment back. Subscribe. Remember, guys, no streams for God knows how long because of my last experience of streaming not being a very good one. Therefore, I don't really feel empowered or entitled to stream at this point. Probably not going to be seeing a stream till October or something like that. Who knows what I can come up with. But you guys are probably going to be seeing Inferno Age really soon because I'm starting to get the deck in real life. I wasn't lying. I still need a few more cards though, so that's going to have to wait. But yeah, guys, peace.